Hello, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday. When you see this, it's actually Saturday night when I'm making it. But I wanted to hop on to make sure that you got the content on Sunday. And part of the reason that some of my content has been coming up really late on Sunday or on Mondays is because currently I have some wasps that have been trying to build nest on my balcony in the little vent that, when you have a dryer, like the little air vent thing that's out there. So I realized they were trying to build a nest, and I've already had maintenance come once and they knocked out the nest one time. And I thought, okay, they'll, their home's been destroyed. They'll go away, find somewhere else. But apparently they have been trying to come back to that and try again. And there's also the porch light that's out there. There's a little hole in the uh, cover that goes over the lamp. And so I didn't know, but I realized the other night when I went outside to spray with some eucalyptus, which for those who may be experiencing any issues with wasps, they do not like the scent of eucalyptus. That's one of the many essential oil scents that they don't like. And I can tell you that that's true because I went out at night because typically they're only out there during the day if they're out there, and they're not there 24/7. They just kind of buzz around here and there, but during the nighttime, they're usually not seen. And so I went out there and I'm like, spraying my balcony like the banister. And then I go to my door and I'm spraying around the door frame, and the light is right next to the door. And so when I start spraying the door frame down, I see one just kind of fall out like he's drunk or something. And I think he fell out of the hole because the hole in the glass shield is actually right near the door. It's facing the door. It's like the side next to the door. And he just kind of fell down like, when like he was dazed or something. So I had no idea that they were even potentially in there. And so, he didn't try to attack me or anything. I think he was really just kind of woozy because they don't like that scent. So it's almost like, if somebody wakes you up or you're kind of groggy, like that's what he looked like. So I hurried up and got in the house before he came to his senses. But I noticed a little bit later when I looked out there, it was two of them, and they were walking on like the ceiling of my balcony because that's where I guess there was no scent up there because I had just sprayed like below on the banner and around my door. So I think they moved on. I didn't see any today, and I went out tonight, and so the footage that you'll see of the balcony garden tonight, in this video was taken tonight, and so that's why if you do note that I am taking more footage at night for the balcony garden, that's why, because I do not have getting stung by a wasp on my 2024 bingo card, so that's not what we're trying to do. So hopefully the eucalyptus will keep them away. I will probably continue to spray it down every so often. According to what I looked up, it should keep them away for at least 2 weeks at a time. And I'm hoping that, after a while, they just will feel like I can't come here and they just won't come at all. That seems to be an issue. So for my safety, I am typically going out at night to water and tend to the balcony garden. With the light on, it's fine enough for me to see, like it's very bright. So it's just like daylight. And also it's been super hot. Like today, the temperature was like in the mid 90s and it felt like 100 degrees. And even when I went out to film around probably 8:30, 9 o'clock, it was still very hot and humid. So the weather here, plus, avoiding, trying to avoid the wasp is why you'll probably see more night footage of my balcony garden for now. But before we get into all of that, one, if you're new here, welcome and thanks for tuning in. Please be sure to subscribe and like if you really like plants, whether it be outdoor plants, house plants, aero gardens, any of that stuff. I do that on Sundays, typically, sometimes Mondays, but normally on Sundays is when I post regarding those things. So most of the time, you will just see me showcasing the plants in garden. You don't see my face most of the time, so I'm kind of like Oz. I'm there. You heard about me, you hear me, but you don't ever see me, or you don't see me that often. So every once in a while, I try to pop on and show you my face, so you can see who is the face behind the voice and behind the plants. So let's go ahead and get into the actual plant updates and all of that. Another reason why I'm front facing today first is because I picked up something at Target, and this is from a company called Spade to Fork, and it's an organic home garden seed kit, and they have a few different varieties. This one is the herbal tea edition. And what this has, it is a full kit. It's USDA organic, certified organic, and it contains some seeds for plants that you can actually make teas out of, and that is peppermint, chamomile, cinnamon, basil, lemon balm, and calendula. We already know that I have peppermint and a variety of mints growing outside, and I also have some cinnamon basil seeds that I haven't used yet, and we have lemon balm growing outside. I don't have chamomile and calendula already, but we have those all included in here. And the awesome thing about this kit is this is everything that you need to start your own little garden. So if you're someone who maybe is newer to gardening, or you just want something specific, or you just like these types of teas, you can grow your own with these kits. And I'm going to do an unboxing of this in just a moment. So let me tell you a little bit more about it. It also includes a tea infuser. So you have 5 OMRI listed biodegradable starter pots, 5 OMRI listed compressed soil disc, which is just a little thing that you sit the pot in, 5 tubes with certified organic non-GMO seeds, 5 custom wood plant markers, and 1 3-part instruction pamphlet. So that's what should be inside this kit. Like I said, I picked this up at Target in store, and they have a couple other ones. I know they have a salsa kit, which has the items that you would grow to make fresh salsa or homemade salsa, and they also have like a herb garden one. And I saw both of those in my Target. So I think I'm going to go back and pick up maybe one or both of them. They are currently half off. All of the kits are currently half off. And that's something else I want to note before I do the unboxing, is that a lot of the gardening things and outdoor stuff at Target is 50 or more percent off. I saw some items for 75% off just a couple of days ago. So they are clearing that out because they're starting to get like fall stuff in, and like that, it's kind of spring, summer. So if you are someone that's still looking for some gardening things, even if you can't use it this year, these are good until January of 2026, at least here. It's got the sticker on the bottom. So I may not pull these out this year to grow. I may save them until next season. And if that's something you want to do, you can do it and just have it, because it's such a cute kit. And again, it's usually like $24.99, I think, regular price, and they're $12.49 right now at Target. So definitely a great deal. So that's why I said I may get the other two that I saw, which was, I know the salsa kit for sure was there, and actually they had all of them. They had the salsa kit, they had the herb kit, and they also had a edible like flowers. In case you didn't know, there are certain flowers or varieties of flowers that you can actually eat, and they had a kit with that too. And I think sunflowers was definitely included in that, but you can get whichever one you want. So I think I may go back and get the salsa and herb kits, even though the herb kits are a lot of things I already have or either have in Arrow Garden, but I still may get the kit anyway. And they still have more of these. So I think it's like getting 2 for 1 at this point, since they're half off. So I may go back and get it if I like what's in here. But I want to tell a little bit about the company itself, Spade to Fork. They are a small family-run farm from rural Oregon, on a mission to revive homegrown foods and promote organic gardening. Spade to Fork started from our love for teaching our own 3 children the value of growing their own food. So they do have a website, which is Spade to Fork. I think that's the back, and that's also a picture of the family and their little story, as well as a description of what's in the kit. So they're also on Instagram, because I did follow them after I read this little story. So let's go ahead and get into it, see what is in this kit, or at least what it looks like. It kind of already told us what's in there. And I love the fact that it's like a family owned situation. That's always sweet. And the love and the care usually translates into the products. So this is what the actual box looks like. This would also make a great gift for, someone, if you know someone who's a gardener, or maybe someone who's wanting to get into gardening. Things like this are great ways to start, because they give you everything you need. It comes with instructions, and they even have a QR code that you can scan to watch videos. So I guess if you need instructions and whatnot. So yeah, so let's go ahead and open it up. It says on top, to plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow, and that's a quote from Audrey Hepburn. So I love the packaging. I love the message, and I actually love their mission about, passing on, bringing back, growing your own food, which I think is something that will be important to us in society with things looking the way it is. A lot of people, a lot of the health problems and things. I'll show you guys what this actually looks like when I open it. That's my instruction booklet on top. And these are some of the other items, just so you can see how it's packaged. I'll hold it up in just a moment. But I think a lot of the health issues and other issues that a lot of people are experiencing have to do with just the food that we consume. And because it has all the chemicals and it's so processed, that impacts a lot of things. And so I think if we get back to basics, which we'll go back to like producing our own food and things like that, then and cutting out more processed, having more homegrown versus processed, then I think that will help a lot with health, general health for society. But here are the super cute wood labeling sticks. So these let you know, and it also has the date planted, so you can know exactly when you started your garden. So that's super cute. Let's see here. I think this is the diffuser, because I don't know what else this could be. So I think this is the diffuser, but we'll go through the rest of the kit and figure it out. Well, let's see. So plant and grow, transplant and harvest. So these are made, and this again, everything you need to know. These are beautiful pamphlets, by the way. For $12, I'm already happy. Even if the seeds didn't grow, I'm already happy with just the presentation. So kudos to Spade for that. So the first part is plant to grow. This is just telling you like kind of information that you need to know, like what's the best time, what the tools are. So again, if you're a novice gardener, you don't know what that stuff is. They explain it for you. They give you your planting time. They tell you how long things take to grow, as most seed packets do. And they even have indoor gardening options or outdoor gardening, what you would need. They tell you some tips on how to avoid certain issues like fungus, which comes a lot of times from overwatering. Um, so yeah, and then they have some key basics here on the back. So this is a very informational, like if you are new to gardening, this is a very informational pamphlet here. So I love that. The second pamphlet is called Transplant. So I think this is about how to transition your plants once they start growing in those pots and you want to move them into maybe soil or wherever, more of a permanent home for them. It tells you how to do that as well, how to transition, whether you're doing how to do it outside for each one. So they really set you up for success. And then, of course, harvesting, which would be, like when it's time to pick them. So that way, like when and how long, how to preserve it. And then they tell you how to make the tea with the different ones. So I love this. I look forward to reading this material. And even as someone who's been gardening for a while, like this is always nice to have little things like this, especially when specific to a certain thing. Like I know you can make tea with those things, and I've grown them, and I have made mint tea before. But it's really nice to have those little pointers and such beautiful brochures. So I really love that. So let's see what else is in here. We have all of, I believe these are the seed tubes here, and they're labeled beautifully. Yeah, so this is the cinnamon basil, calendula. What is this? Chamomile, peppermint, and lemon balm. And then that's what they were sitting in. You remove that. And then it says, thank you so much for supporting our small family business. Much love from our home to yours, Anna and Jeff. And those are the parents of this, creators / parents. And this is the second part of the kit. Okay. packaged beautifully. All right, so these are your pots here. This is your soil that's there, or more like the peat mix, I think it's called. Let's see. So here are your cups. They already have drainage holes in them. You can actually plant these, I believe, in the in the ground or in a planter, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's the great thing about them because they're biodegradable. So, oh no, I was wrong. This is not the soil. This is the uh, these are the bottoms here. Oh, yes, they are soil. I was right. So these are the soil disc. How nice for that to already be there for you, and you have enough. You have one, two, three, four. You have five, so you have one for each item. Isn't it great to not have to like buy a big old bag of soil when it's right here? Like that's kind of like HelloFresh, when you get the perfect portions. This is like the plant version of that. I love it. So that's all the things that we need. And based on process of elimination, yes, this is your diffuser here, your tea diffuser. And it's like metal. And this is again, it has their, I don't know if you can see it, the spade to fork on there. I have it upside down. Either way, y'all see it. Love that. So I am looking forward to this. I don't know if I'm going to start. I'm going to read about the indoor things because I really don't have any space. I have windows, but I don't really have the space for them by the window. So I might, like I said, I may hold off until next year, next season to deal with this because these are awesome and I would really love to give them a fair shot. We're so far into, summer's almost over. And of course, doing it inside, you can always, manipulate temperatures and things. And especially being here in uh, kind of Southern Virginia, it's going to be hot for a while. So I have no doubt that I could grow this. I just think I want to hold off. So that's what we'll do. So I'm going to repackage everything nice and pretty again. And let me just show you what the seeds look like, just in case. Hope I don't open them the wrong way. All right, so hopefully I can do this without spilling. You can see these are the lemon balm seeds, just so you can see that they're in there and what they look like. I appreciate this so much. And I can't compliment, I love pretty things, pretty packaging. And if nothing else, this is worth the money just for the pamphlets and packaging. So kudos to them. And I look forward to purchasing the other kits as well. And maybe next year, my garden will just be spade to fork uh, kits, and we can see how that goes in my arrow gardens. Because with those, I always have those. So. All right, so now on to wow, we're almost at 20 minutes. So this is gonna be probably one of the longest house growings I've done in a long time. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I will show you a couple of updates in the house with the house plants, the propagation station, and then we'll end off with the balcony garden. All right, y'all. So we're gonna start off with the arrow garden. As you can see, this is my romaine lettuce where I did the grow your own, where I use my own seeds. This is the first one. Look at how beautiful that's growing. Look how lush and big those leaves are. These are ready for harvest. So they'll be in a salad probably tomorrow. This is the second one I planted like after the first one flopped, and I just put another seed down in there and it sprouted right up. So another good reason to harvest this one to keep it from blocking the light from this particular baby that's trying to come along. So these are doing good. We're also going to count the spinach ones that I attempted from seed as losses or L's. Nothing produced. And when you look down in there, there's nothing down in there. So I'm just going to chalk that up as a loss and we'll try again later. But for now, we had two successful romaine plants and I am so ready to, have these. These were organic back to the roots romaine seeds that I used. Speaking of romaine, here's my other arrow garden. it's blinking red because it needs more water. But actually, what I'm going to do is go ahead and harvest. I actually had a salad the other day, and so I'm probably going to go ahead and harvest off the rest of what's there, and bag it up, put it in the fridge, which you can do. You can, it will stay good for a few days in the fridge, nice and cold. So just like any other lettuce. So I'm going to do that and clear this one out and start a new arrow garden. So if I do that before this video posts, then I will put a shot of what the new one looks like, nice and clean. Actually, I won't, because it won't be nothing to show. It'll just be like the starter seeds with the plastic over them, so nothing to show. But it'll be in next week's. I'll talk more about what's new in this arrow garden. All right, so the aglaomia, I just wanted to show that because it's growing and doing great here. This is like a newer leaf here. Summertime is prime time for like plants like this. They love warm weather and humidity. So this is actually doing very well. And I also think by being next to that light and catching a little bit of that glow light or grow light, that's helping as well. Then we're gonna hop over to this golden pothos that I recently used for my propagation station. So you guys know this had a lot of long running vines, and I chopped a few to create my propagation station, which we'll check in with in just a second. But the last two long vines, what I did is wrap them around the bottom of the moss pole. And as you can see, it already looks happier and healthy. Like the leaves are always nice and green and growing and healthy, but they were all the way down here near the bottom of the floor. So I don't think they were getting the light as much. So now they look a little bit happier being higher, closer to the window. And also, this is their vines, and I wrapped them, and they were starting to turn brown and get brittle. And I think some of that was just from the weight of them hanging down and all of that. But now that they wrapped, look how green and lush they look, so much healthier. And even these that I wrapped going up the moss pole, they look a lot better as well. So I think it's adjusting, like anything else. When you make changes, significant changes to a plant, it has to readjust to its new environment, position, whatever. And so this one's doing that, and I think it's doing really well. So we'll see. And actually, there's a little something growing right here. I don't know if that's a pothos leaf. I don't know what it is, but I use a couple of bobby pins to push in these two to try and make it gain some roots. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if that's coming from, there's a node right there. I don't know if that's what it's coming from or what, but hey, we'll wait and see. That's the beauty of plant and growth. We'll hop over. Here's the croton. The croton, oh, focus. The croton, all these huge leaves that are coming that are green with no color, that's all new growth. And it's been growing like crazy. You can see all of that in there. These big leaves here, they are coming in and they'll gain their color. The older they get, they get the color. But all of that's new growth. And I think with crotons, they can be really temperamental, but they do like hot and humid. And because it is very hot and humid lately, and it's right there by the window, it's getting all of that. I think that's why it seems to be doing really well and really happy. Next, we have the Camille plant. I turned her around just so you can see a little bit better, because usually it has its back to us and the leaves are facing the window because it loves the light. But look how big these leaves are. I love it. Look at that. Lots of growth from when I first bought it as a little teeny tiny. You can see there's even more on the way. So it is doing great. So I love that for it. There's my white wizard also giving us those large, large leaves. All right. And last but not least, we have the propagation station. And as you can see, these all came from that golden pothos. And you can see that the nodes are starting to, looks like, come out a little, or bloom, blossom, whatever you want to call it. There we go. You see it a little white. It's kind of hard to see them from this angle, but you can see all those there. It's like 3 or 4 on this one. It had a lot on it. But I'm seeing some kind of progress from all of them in the water. So hopefully they will eventually produce roots and we can repot. And I'll have a lot of other new golden pothos that I'll probably end up giving away because I have no more space. But at least we'll try it out and see. So that's the propagation and houseplant update. And now we'll get ready to head out to the balcony. All right, y'all, we're here on the balcony and we have my raised garden bed here. And the first two, of course, are the mini pumpkins, the Jack B. Little pumpkins. You can see they're growing right along. And then the third one, I finally put those peas in there. So they're also sprouting. Now, all the peas I planted did not sprout, but it looks like what's there is doing well because I put about four on each row. So I had 3 rows of that. And what you see is what came out. And I think that's all we're going to get there. But it seems to be doing well. I do water them pretty much every day at in the evening, all 3 things. I don't want to overwater anything. So I'm just letting them continue to grow, just showing you guys this is my plant that enjoys being outside, and it has been growing, starting to fill out, it's getting nice and bushy. All right, y'all, and here we have my chili pepper plant. Look at it, as my hot pepper. It is coming in. We have the first one. You can see it there, and the other white little flowers that you see will hopefully become peppers soon. So I'm so excited. That's my first one. Now they will eventually turn red when they're completely ready. So when you see those other white petals, those are should be soon to be peppers. Checking in on the lemon balm and the mint plants. So that's the lemon balm. You can see we're starting to grow back and recover from when it was completely having a moment from when I went to Canada. And I did actually go back outside and prune that up a little bit since you've seen this footage. There's my rosemary. It's been doing well. It's about time for me to go ahead and harvest some of that, and I can use it on some chicken. It is delicious on chicken, by the way, if you've never used rosemary on chicken. There's another mint plant. You can see it's growing back nice and fluffy and green and healthy, as well as the one next to it. So they are recovering. The ones that had kind of suffered when I went away, they are bouncing back. Mint is a very resilient plant, if you didn't know. It's really hard to kill. It will survive. It is a survivor. And you can also see behind the rosemary is that other mint plant. It's actually growing up really high. It's growing up through the bars. So that's where it is. And it's also very fluffy. I think I'm going to make a mojito either tonight or tomorrow. But I want to just give you guys a check in. And again, that's my balcony garden.